Welcome back to Spyro. We are now entering high caves.
Oh.
As opposed to
Because-
Silver Cave.
Look at him
Spyro's
go!
my
Look how
favorite
high
dragon.
up he is.
And now he's
There he goes.
in land.
There you go.
Does he face plants at all? Like just as a gag?
I
And the good
could
old
see that.
fashioned
actually
Sonic,
like
like a
it.
Sonic
you-
reference.
Oh, you mean pull
Yeah,
or you mean like pull a Gintama with their opening?
Yeah, or just a wild.
It would be funny if they included that in the or patched it into the remake maybe as like a 1 in 100 chance kind of thing.
No,
They
because
patch in
then-
a potential Spyro injury.
It would drive speedrunners.
Yeah,
nuts.
no, people would whine about how it's the worst version of the game because
No,
it
no,
has
just
some
just
crime.
just make it not last any longer than the camera sweep that goes down and starts the level, you know?
Yeah.
So that it doesn't screw with speedrunners.
Like it is a quick split-second splat, but he immediately recovers.
Dude, I want to see the patch notes on
very
that. There's a
ungraceful
1 in
ending.
100 chance Spyro will now hurt himself.
What the hell? Merlin is a dragon.
wizard.
Okay. All right. You know, I'm not hearing this voice, but for some reason I'm hearing Sean Connery. I don't know why.
Okay.
It's just the mental voice that occurs in my head in response to that character model.
Spyro. Why am I not surprised, you piece of shit?
Whoa, Sean, this is an E-rated game, man.
I'm sorry, piece of shite.
There you
Okay,
go.
there we
I'll-
go.
Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
take Dragon Bum cover for 1,000, Alex.
I like.
I think that dragon was pretty telling for how short this game is, because you've got half the dragons. We're at 40 now.
Yep.
I
This is a short
don't.
game.
You see, I don't mind that it's short, partially because it's part of a 3-pack, so you know you've got 2 other games to play.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But also, I feel like the pacing of the game's really good, so you don't get
Yeah.
tired of it before it's over. You know.
Why were you just sitting there?
Yeah, why were you taking so
Because
long to kill that?
it was funny, and how he was just doing it still.
His animations are pretty good.
Yeah. I just found it funny. It's like, dude, I'm right here. You can stop.
Some people are just so hard-coded into
But
the
yeah, you know,
duty
I
that they have no
I don't mind if a
choice.
game is short if it makes up for that length with just generally better design. You know, like
Yeah.
I'll take this or a Resident Evil 2 remake than a 40 to 50 hour
yeah.
Ubisoft open world snooze fest.
You know, not to say that all Ubisoft open world games are bad. Some of them are actually really good at what
No.
they do. But the
the general framework
yeah,
gets
I was
tiring.
gonna bring up the Resident Evil 2 remake again too. I mean, I keep bringing it up lately because I just can't wait for that commentary. But a lot of what I see on YouTube is like videos specifically on the topic of whether or not Resident Evil 2's length is a bad thing, and I'm like,
It's a great thing. I want more games like
I mean, yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's good that the game doesn't take too long because it means I can just jump in and replay it whenever, which is what the game is designed to do best.
Is
And-
it $60 still though?
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. It's got plenty of
But
content.
if it's a full quality experience, I'm not
Yeah.
upset about the
Yeah.
price. I've spent $60 on long games that have sucked, so
Yeah.
I think that's part of the thing is that because games is so expensive now, they don't want them to end as much. Like a lot of people will complain about a game, you know, I paid $60 for it to be done in 3 hours, what the hell? And again, like I think so this is coming from me as
well,
someone
three hours at $60 is a pretty bad.
Yeah, I know. I'm just so coming as someone who, generally speaking, does not go out of my way to replay games I just beat. Like most of the time, if I finish a game, I'm just I'm kind of done with it, and I want to go and I want to play something else.
Oh,
so
yeah, I get it.
sometimes when a game is too short, I can kind of feel that a little bit. But I think that I would rather a game feel satisfying is the most important thing, and padding is normally not satisfying to play. It's not usually not something that's an awful lot of fun. It's just it's padding. It's there to make the game longer.
What is this?
The Super Flame Power.
Oh, right. I remember this.
Yeah, so I remember in the original, you just kind of
yeah, Spyro actually has a
Red.
cool design.
I
now.
love
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
way
say
you look.
like he's gone like Rocker Dragon mode.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I
In
love
the
the
later
way
games, he has a lot more different powers, and he looks radically different for all of them.
I love the way he looks in this game whenever he goes super.
It is very striking. Yes, I approve of this design update.
Well, Activision's very happy to hear that because now they can sell it as a separate.
You know,
game.
I'm actually surprised that we haven't heard about a new Crasher Spyro game yet. Well, maybe Spyro. This is still pretty new. Like this game came out less than 6 months ago. Wow, it only came out less than 6 months ago. Damn. But
Well, you know, they're
Crash,
probably
that game is 2 years old at this point, and I know that they're doing Crash Team Racing remake now.
yeah.
But I think that wouldn't they want to get working on
Hit the iron while it's hot. Well, maybe they will.
I would think after.
I
season-
think
I think they're just trying to get all the remakes out of the way because they're not going to remake Enter the Dragonfly or anything like that. So Spyro has its one and done. Everyone
the other
begged
thing
for
is-
Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, I think also the thing could be, besides just getting CTR done, that would be a better thing to try and use to sell on a PS5 and Xbox.
True.
That's what I'm
You
thinking.
know, new system, whole new Crash game. Get your new system.
Yeah,
get
imagine
your
if the
new Crash
PlayStation
game.
5 launches with a new Crash game. That'd be
Yeah,
huge.
it'll be like the Insane trilogy with new levels and a 60 frames per second frame rate.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then Spyro will come after, and then they'll make a crossover game that's not garbage like the GBA ones.
Oh, dude, you reminded me that technically my first Spyro game was Spyro Season of was Ice or Flame the first one on Game Boy Advance.
Ice.
You know what really needs a remake though? Ratchet and Clank 1. It's a shame they haven't done that yet. I mean,
You want to know what I really am annoyed about? I'm annoyed that they don't have any of the the collections on PS4 for the Ratchet games or.
Only
yeah.
Jack, which is really weird, and it's not even the good versions of Jack and Dexter.
It's the PS3
The-
versions of Jack.
No,
Yeah.
It's the,
they're-
the PS2.
There are weird
Oh.
things
Yeah.
about the Jack and Daxter games on PS4. Like they are.
It's the
wonky.
It's the PS2 versions up-resed. Meanwhile, the PS3 versions were properly touched up for HD.
Yeah, but there's a Game Champ 3000 did a video about how wonky the Jack games are on PlayStation 4. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Of
Oh no,
weird
yeah,
stuff.
on PS4 they're not good. On
There-
PS3 it's fantastic.
There's a lot of porting problems with the PS4 versions, but the Ratchet and Clank remasters aren't great to begin with on PS3. They've got bugs all over the place. The first game forgets to play the goddamn final boss music. It's a mess. So if they're ever going to do that, I'd prefer it if it were a better port. Just saying.
You see, something like that, I think that's just going to be a matter of time, because now that the 90s, the N64 and PS1 generation, that's the thing everyone's targeting. I think, you wait another 4 to 5 years, the PS2 generation starts to become really cool again.
No, okay. You see, here's the
That's what I'm
thing. We
thinking.
need more time for the 90s stuff better not end though, because the 80s stuff got a good 10 to 15 years.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
and
saying
I don't
the
want
90s
the
stuff
90s
should
stuff
end.
to end after the 3 we've gotten.
Oh,
All
no,
right.
I'm not saying it should end, but I don't think the 2000 stuff we're going to get
Well,
get a
think
proper
the
treatment
issue-
for a while.
I think the issue is that, as far as I'm concerned, for me personally, most of the GameCube, PS2, Xbox stuff still plays fine. They just need current versions of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
games preservation, etc.
Me-
But
Yeah. Meanwhile, N64, PlayStation 1 stuff, for the most part, gameplay-wise, doesn't hold up very well. So those benefit from remakes better than, say, because we don't really need necessarily a remake of the Jack and Daxter games. They play perfectly fine. They just need good working versions of them.
That's the thing. And I think the Ratchet PS4 version is just showing the potential of if someone were to really remake a PS2 game. And same with Shadow of the Colossus. Being this is what those old games could look like if we put work into it. And I think just based on aesthetics, it'd be cool if we got a full-on Jack and Daxter remake or Sly Cooper remake.
It could. I just think that's less necessary for that
yeah, for
generation
sure.
of gaming
For
compared
sure.
to.
Only because of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back 10 years later and we'll probably just sing it.
You know, also, you have to remember, it's who cares about those games at all. The kids who grew up playing Sly Cooper, they want to see those.
Do you remember the Sly Cooper movie?
You mean the one that's
Yeah.
not happening anymore at this point?
It's also,
Whatever
It
happened?
looked like trash, so it's probably for the best.
It
Did
probably.
they have footage of it?
I thought-
like a
It was
trailer?
going to be done by
I
the
thought
same guys
they-
who made the
I
Ratchet
thought-
movie, which was
Oh,
trash.
that's probably why it didn't happen,
Yeah.
because the Ratchet movie was god fucking awful.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But like talking about kids who grew up with that generation, that's what I'm saying. You wait like 4 to 5 years, and then that audience will be targeted with PS2 era nostalgia, like how we are targeted with 90s nostalgia. Not to say 90s stuff is going to go away. I just think we'll see more PS2 era stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just annoyed that it took them so goddamn long to get off the NES because Mega Man 9 came out in 2008. All right, and there was so much 8-bit stuff for
Still is.
so long, you know, and it never.
Yeah, it's like it never went
Yeah.
away. It just became less of a
Yeah,
focus.
so like 20 years, you know, it was like 20 years after, you know, Mega Man 2 came out was Mega Man 9. All right, so 20 years after like Banjo-Kazooie came out, so that's like 2018, and we still got, you know, nothing pretty much, and there's still 8-bit stuff.
You got
every-
ukulele.
Yeah, ukulele's it tried.
I
Damn
like
well tried.
ukulele. It has a lot of issues, don't get me wrong, but I think it does a lot right, you know.
Yeah,
and I
Ukulele
feel like
and A Hat in Time both did bring that style back to an extent. I appreciate
Well,
it.
but that's the thing, though. It's like if you don't get like revitalizations, you just get reimagining,
yeah.
reconceptualization.
Yeah, but it's not not
you
the
know,
same
yeah,
as
I-
you know, the people who are so excited to see, oh my gosh, a brand new 8-bit Mega Man game in the mid 2000s. You know, when somebody thought that was never going to happen. You know, like I don't get that. I'm not gonna get that same thing by being like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was super happy to see the old Rare team come together to make a new 3D platformer. But that's not the same thing as seeing Banjo 3E actually exist. You know, like
The other thing about these remakes, though, Crash and Spyro, is that these franchises, they've been basically sitting on the IP shelf for ages and haven't been really doing much because a lot of the games that they made after their PlayStation 1 heyday were kind of not great.
Well, to be fair, it's better than what happened to Sonic, who just keeps on making games even though they're not good. So, you know.
It always comes back to Sonic.
To Sonic.
Yeah.
Hey, to be fair, that took longer than usual, given how many other tangents we've gone through. on this
I mean, to counteract Ted's point a little bit, there are really bad Sonic games, obviously, but there are really good ones too that have come since like the Dreamcast days.
Oh yeah, no, they're like no. Don't get me wrong. It's
So
not like
it's not like it's
it's not like
It's not like
been bad.
Spyro, which that Spyro as a character was brutalized the second that Insomniac was no longer
Yeah.
in charge.
Involved.
Well, there's the other part of it though, is that Sega has held on to Sonic. Sonic Team has held on to Sonic. The people involved may have switched out, but the company has been the same. Spyro and Crash were handed off to different companies, and like the only good thing to come out of Crash after that was probably Twinsanity, which was only half finished.
I mean, do we forget that BioWare made a Sonic game?
Well,
I mean, Big Red Button and Sans
There you
Games
go.
made Sonic
Yeah,
games
see?
too.
Yeah, and you know all of those were complete garbage trash. So you know, just kind of the exceptions
Fire
that
Nice-
prove
Fire
the
Nice
rule
isn't-
a little.
Fire Nice is a decent game, not a great one, but a decent one.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's a decent game, not necessarily a good Sonic game, but whatever.
you know what constitutes a good Sonic game is different for every other
Something that
person, though.
plays
Sonic 2.
vaguely Sonic-ish.
And to me, Ted, what you just said right there will always be that blue fucker's
No, it of course you'll never make everyone happy.
If it's not Sonic 2,
Yeah.
it's trash.
Okay, you know what? Even the Sonic
Thank
Adventure
you.
games had more.
If Sonic 2 is so good, then where's Sonic
Even the
6?
Sonic Adventure games had more of what made the previous games in the series good than a lot of what came after them. You know, so generally,
If Pocket Adventure is so good, where's Pocket Adventure 2?
If Sonic 06 is so good.
hey, we do have
Sonic
a
07.
we have a Sonic.
Sonic was 62.
Excuse you, Ryan. We have a Pocket Adventure 2. It's called Sonic Mania. So there.
He's
not wrong.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I think it's very hard to fit a Sonic Mania running Switch into your pocket. All right, that thing is huge. Okay,
Just wait for the inevitable.
You gotta
level
get
for it.
bigger pants.
bigger.
Wait for the
you calling
inevitable
me
Nintendo
fat?
Switch Micro. Okay?
Calling the Switch fat.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Just wait for the Switch Micro.
There you go.
We're 90s kids. You mean like PHAT fat?
Yo,
hat is
bro, that Switch
stupid.
is fat.
Or Michael Jackson fat.
Michael
Or, sorry,
Jackson?
Weird Al fat.
No, Weird Al. Weird Al. Weird Al.
Like what? I missed
Michael
that era of
Jackson was
Michael
bad.
Jackson. I don't.
I got my wires crossed.
You notice you never see Michael Jackson and Fat Albert in the same room.
Oh
at the
my
same time?
god.
God.
One is real and one is Michael
One is
Jackson.
Fat
One is Fat Albert.
What the? Spyro the Dragon is a game that released in 1998 for the Sony PlayStation.
Since the mid 2000s, Spyro the Dragon's had a rough career in 3D.
Oh my god. I want to die. That was
Ever since the switch to 3D, Crash Bandicoot has had a hard time.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Didn't it have more of a hard time after the switch to 2D on the Game Boy Advance, though?
Apparently that game's not terrible. You know,
One of them isn't
Yeah,
terrible.
the Big Adventure is
the,
actually.
Yeah,
the
one of
actual
them's not
one
terrible.
that tries
Great.
to kind
Spyro's
of be
weird.
like Crash isn't bad.
Well,
It's
one of them's not terrible. I think there's two that are
Well,
good. Then there's the
it's-
Spyro
it's
Crash
like-
crossover shit.
Yeah, the crossover. There's the Huge Adventure is good, Entranced is good. Spyro Orange and Crash Purple are abominations.
If I remember, you did a video on them. Now that I'm thinking about it,
I think I talked about them.
They were just
Man, I don't know,
minigame
maybe I
I
collections.
don't know. I lost track. Apparently, I have a YouTube channel. I don't know.
They were just minigame collections, weren't they?
Yeah, and they're garbage. Like the first thing when Spyro and Crash meet, the first thing they do is they have like a Molotov cocktail fight on top of a bridge.
Oh god, I just realized, like, the Spyro and Crash crossover was like Mario and Sonic at the Olympics without the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, but you
he's not
see,
wrong.
it's worse than that because a kid could have saw that on the shelf and thought, "Wow, my two favorite characters are crossing over," and then played it, and then they're disappointed. At least
one of
Mario,
those kids did. That was me. I got that game when I was a kid, getting excited. I didn't know.
At least Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games had the courtesy to make sure that you weren't going to get your hopes up just by looking at the box.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's a fair point. It's a very fair point.
And they
Like-
had the gall to announce that like 2 days before April Fools. So that picture came out, and they were like, "Haha, good joke." And Sega's like, "You thought."
The fact that that's also one of the best-selling series now on on Nintendo platforms is also just baffling too. Like, I mean,
It helps it was on the Wii.
well,
Well,
I
you
mean,
know,
sure.
I have nothing against cheap, easily sold minigame collections if they fund good games in the future, which seems to have happened with at least one of those franchises.
Well, no. Here's the thing, though.
What?
Mario's never been the same since his jump to 3D.
I mean, technically, yes. But the thing is, I like minigame collection games. Like, you know, I like Mario Party. The first Rayman Rabbids is a good game. But I don't like the minigames in Mario and Sonic at all. Like, I think they're too long, and the motion controls just are not super fun. They don't
Dope.
make the games any more interesting, you know?
The
Like,
winter one is really good.
I played mostly the summer one, the 2008 Beijing one.
Yeah.
So-
No, winter 2010 and Beijing 2012. I think those are pretty good.
I think that's London 2012.
London.
Was
Or
it?
London 2012,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not an Olympics.
I'm not kept up with the canon. It's hard enough keeping up with Kingdom Hearts. I can't keep up with the Olympics too.
Are we still in the Michael Phelps arc?
They need a
From Michael
nerd.
Phelps,
They
Michael
just,
Jackson.
you know, there's just been so much power creep in the Olympics lately. It's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah, and the doping filler arc.
And then they added
just
time travel.
Didn't do anything.
They just
you
got
know?
rid of one of the best villains with the Russians, you know, and it just what are
They're-
they trying to fill it with?
There
Michael
really
Phelps wanted
should
13
not.
versions of himself.
There really should not have been another transformation after Sage Mode.
Thank you for acknowledging that, John. I'm glad someone heard me.
It's like Michael Phelps. It's like I'm already half saying it. It's like, what the fuck am I playing? And why can't I put it
Oh
down?
my god.
When does Shaun White get to have his transformation sequence? All right.
He already is in his transformation sequence. Have you seen his hair?
Oh wait, so he's
Listen,
like
if the Olympics are so good,
okay. So basically, what you're saying is he's a Super Saiyan who's been in like the hyperbolic time chamber for the last half season.
Yeah,
Is that
basically.
right? Yeah, he's mastered the art of staying in form.
You know, the women never do anything in the Olympics. It's you wonder why those characters are even there.
Okay.
You
Listen,
see,
when
it's
Shawn
funny
White
because
comes
that
Super
happens in
Saiyan God, that
anime
was
and
pretty
in real
impressive.
life.
Let's not go there. Okay.
Okay, changing power levels to Shaggy memes now.
Breaking case of emergency, and it's just Ultra Instinct Shaggy in the background.
One of my favorite
Fuck.
Smash Brothers images that I've seen is it's Wii Fit Trainer, and he's like, "Okay, gang, looks like there's a mystery on our hands." And then there's Daisy is Velma, Zelda is Daphne, Duck Hunt Dog is Scooby, and then you just see Ken with the Final Smash aura being Shaggy.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah,
Double
it is
KO.
Shaggy, and he's in his green outfit.
Double KO. Are we just gonna not comment on that?
I mean, is Spyro in the Olympics?
Not yet.
Well, not with that performance. He just.
There's an alternate universe where Crash and Spyro at the Olympic Games happened instead. You know, where the Mario series just couldn't handle the jump to 3D. You know, and nobody.
Oh yeah. There was Mario Blue and Sonic Red.
Oh, gross.
I would like to see fan art of Mario and Sonic just tossing Molotov cocktails at each other.
That's it. That's in the Spyro and Crash crossover.
Mario
game.
has to be in his bling from that one image that was making the rounds a while
Oh
back.
yeah, the rapping
Yeah.
video.
Wait,
yeah.
Mario was in a rapping video? Hold
Oh,
the
I
phone.
forgot about that, yeah.
Wait, you're gonna need to explain this one to me, because
You've probably seen the GIF.
I think it's like from the DDR game in Japan or something.
He's got like
you
he's
see,
got
I
like
played a lot of
sunglasses
Mario DDR though. You see, Mario.
Actually, Mario canonically has a tattoo also.
No, he got it removed. He got it removed before Odyssey in that case though,
Oh, yeah.
because he doesn't.
There's a
wear
Game Boy
shirt in that
Advance.
game.
There's like a Game Boy Advance magazine ad where he has like he lifts up his.
This tribal tattoo.
Yeah, he has a
thing.
tribal tattoo on his sleeve.
Mario
Mario's
became,
pretty edgy.
Mario became more conscientious of ethnic cultures by the time Mario Odyssey came out. Okay.
Yep.
So Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro the Dragon had a tough time after switching developers.
As we all know, the classic games on GBA were really good, but those PlayStation games were pretty rocky.
well, yeah, they had mountain levels in them. You see right there, there's a lot of rocks in our immediate view. Pretty
There's
rocky.
a lot of blue on the screen. You know what else is blue? Sonic. Just a bunch of ripoffs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Something movie design? Question mark.
Spyro. How about Spy?
No.
No.
Or when the
I give this game a spy yes out of 10.
or you unlock the secret skill in Team Fortress 2 where the spy and the pyro do the fusion dance and you can play as Spyro.
Oh, there you go.
Oh. Okay.
Has anybody ever made like a realistic Spyro design at any point? You know,
Isn't that Skylanders?
no. Did you know? Okay, so fun fact: the design for Spyro and Skylanders actually isn't Spyro. They literally had already made a red dragon beforehand, and at some point they said, "Okay, we're gonna put Spyro in this game." They just took whatever that dragon was, colored
And
her
made him purple.
and that was it. That was Spyro. It's like
There's a baby Spyro in Skylanders too.
There's a baby Spyro.
Yeah, and it's terrifying.
Does it drive a go-kart?
No. It's called like Spry or something. Oh, it was dumb.
So
This is
did
a dumb
he end up
franchise.
having sex with the girl dragon?
That's
from-
up for your interpretation.
Okay, because the Spyro, because there's other Spyro characters in Skylanders too, like Hunter and Moneybags are in it as well. It's bizarre. And
Does he stop? Does he stop you before playing the game and charge you to buy the toys?
no, but Invader Zim is the bad guy.
Yeah.